I'm Miss Nancy. Welcome to Virtual Lab Time. I'm so happy that you're joining me today. Welcome to my homemaker space. It's a little different than Kids Lab, but I have a lot of supplies like we have at Kids Lab, so I'm going to show you some different things. We miss you at the Kids Lab at the library so much, and I look forward to when we can all be back together. Right now, I'd like to show you one of my favorite ways to make fun creative cards and decorations. So you need a few supplies. Hopefully you'll have them around the house. We're going to be doing paper marbling today, and paper marbling is an art as well as a science activity because colors are floating on a liquid surface and then are transferred onto paper to create a marble pattern. The only materials you need are shaving cream, like this, food coloring, so you should have food coloring, kind of what you use for coloring eggs, and sheets of paper, and you can use printer paper or cardstock. And you can also use old envelopes from the mail. You want to ask your adult about that. So envelopes that come in the mail, and you can cut them open, and they have fun patterns and also white on the back. Some are even colored too. They have blue. So these will be fun to print on too. You also can use a plate or a cookie sheet. I have these cookie sheets I like to use for my art. You want something to cover your table, so you can use paper bags or plastic garbage bags. I have this purple sheet to cover it. You want, again, your paper, and then scissors, a spoon. A metal spoon usually works pretty well, so that way it doesn't get dyed. You want to have some toothpicks available, a jumbo craft stick or popsicle sticks. So either ones will work. The jumbo ones work a little bit better. Also pencils and crayons and markers, or all of them. So the first thing to do is put down your plastic or paper bag underneath your plate or cookie sheet to make that cleanup easier. And then we want to grab our paper. So this is a full-size sheet of letter-size paper. You want to cut that in half crosswise. So first you'll fold it, and then you can go ahead and cut this. And don't worry, if it's not completely straight the first time. That's the thing about art. It's always a little different every time we do it. So once you have it cut, you can fold it again so it's in half. So this will make a nice little card, and you want to fold the other side in half, or the other piece in half as well. All right, then we are going to grab our shaving cream, and you want to shake it up really good. Really good. All right, and then we're going to spray it onto our cookie sheet. And you want it as wide as a sheet of paper, or a little bit wider. So if you are using a full-size sheet, go ahead and make sure that it's deep or wider than that full-size sheet. You only need it about half an inch deep, so not really deep. Oh, fun fact, did you know that shaving cream is made of a mixture of soap and water with a gas that can turn liquid into foam when you spray it out of the bottle? Like this. I didn't actually know that. So, all right, so we'll just wipe that off a little bit. It gets a little messy, but that is the fun thing about doing things like this. So let's pick our first color. I've got red here. Oh, I forgot a step. So that's why we have our spoon. I want to go ahead and flatten this out and just kind of smush it around. You want to make it somewhat even and flat on the top, because that way when you lay your paper in it, it'll be a nice flat surface for that. So we'll put that back down. Now we'll take our food coloring. We'll go ahead and put a couple drops. You want to just squeeze it right out of the bottle, and it can be random. This is more of what we call abstract art. And we pick a second color. And you can put as many colors in as you like. You just, when you go to stir it around with a toothpick, we want to make sure that we don't blend them too much. This one seems to be a little dry. Let me try this other green here. All right. Oh, and sometimes they come out in big drops. All right, so I don't know if you can see that very well, so I'm going to bring that up so you can see that. All right, so now we're going to take the toothpick and carefully swirl around the color. Well, you don't have to be too careful. You can do it fast, you can do it slow. I don't know, can you see this? All right, so we're just making designs, swirling it around. You know, and you can do whatever design you want. I suggest starting with an abstract design to start, and you can get more complicated. You can try to draw a picture in it. And I think I need a little more color in here. I'm going to try this other color here. It should be yellow. It's always fun to just see what happens. And if you want to use a new toothpick so you don't mix those colors too much, you can do that. You can try like some star patterns. And notice when you're mixing colors, remember your color mixing, your primary colors will mix and change colors. So you'll see that happening with the food color as well. And the food coloring doesn't sink into the shaving cream, it sits right on top of it. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is place your first card or your sheet of paper with the front side facing down on top of the shaving cream. And we're going to press it lightly so the whole card is covered by shaving cream. All right, and you can see that I have room for 2 cards on here, and I'm just pressing this gently down. You can see it's just pressing right in. We don't need to press it too deep. All right, and then we're going to carefully remove it from the shaving cream. And this is why I have 2 pans. You can have 2 pans or 2 plates, just because it makes it a little easier. That way you have another surface. Or you can do, move it off onto a, wow, this is real. I really can't talk today. You can actually move it off onto a paper garbage bag to do this. All right, so we've got our craft stick, and we are going to start at the top and just move that shaving cream down. And then you can just wipe that off on the corner. And see? Oh, our paper got a little crooked. That's okay. We can always fix that. And now you have a design on the front of your card. You can also use a little bit of paper towel and wipe that off as well. All right. I like to use the craft stick because it doesn't smear it as much as a paper towel. You can see it smeared it just a little bit, but that's still really nice to have because you have this unique abstract design for a card or a decoration. All right, I'm going to show you a full sheet of paper. So with a full sheet of paper, you can put the whole thing down, and now because I've already done this once, I'm going to add a little bit more color. And you don't have to add more color in between doing a few sheets. You can if you want. You can get usually a few cards pulled off of here before you need to change it out. Once it starts getting brown, like all the colors are mixing together, and you get a brown color or a green color, I always get green when I mix colors, then you want to go ahead and scrape everything into the garbage can and start over with some fresh shaving cream. But see, I'm just kind of making more of that pattern, and I added in that purple there. I had some purple food coloring, and I'm spreading that out a little bit more. All right, I'm going to put a full sheet. And you can see I have enough shaving cream to go beyond the edges of the sheet. And it may take a little practice. What you can do is when you're putting that shaving cream down, you can hold your paper above it to see if it's wide enough. All right, I'm gonna make sure I have room over here. And I'm going to, now that I've patted it gently down, making sure it's patted down all over, I'm going to pull that up. And it's kind of fun to see it pull up with the shaving cream. And we're going to put it on our pan or our surface to scrape it off. Grab your popsicle stick, and you can use the same one as before. And you just want to pull that off. And pull it off and scrape off that popsicle stick. And see, I'm just going over it a couple times, and that's going to help get all of that shaving cream off of there. Now your paper is going to be a little damp, especially if it is copy paper or printer paper, whatever you have at home like that. So it'll need to dry for a little bit. And if it does curl a little bit, you can ask your adult if they can iron this for you on the lowest setting, and make sure there's another clean sheet of paper in between this and the iron. I just want to show you how to do this on an envelope. So here's our recycled envelope. Now it won't stick to the plastic window, but we can go ahead. I'm going to move this out of the way. We can put this down, and I'm not going to change anything here. I'm just going to put it right on top. Excuse me. All right. Press this down. And then pull this up. I'll pull it up so you can see it come up. And see all the colors on there. All right, we're going to put this down on our pan and get our popsicle stick or craft stick, and then pull all of that off. Shaving cream is going to make your hands smell nice and also be really soft. So if your hands have been getting a little dry from all of your hand washing, this will be a really nice project for you. And it kind of feels fun. I know some of you in the past that have done this with me really like to get your hands in the shaving cream. So, and that is just fine. Have fun with it. And it makes it fun during cleanup because you can just squish your hands in it and do that. All right, so here's what it looks like on the recycled envelope. And you can cut this window out. And then I also suggest, look, see, it's all over my hands too. So I also suggest you go ahead and take those markers and those crayons and those colored pencils and look for designs in here. See, can you see a fish? Can you see a heart? What else can you see in here? Or can you draw, like, I don't know, a cat or a unicorn? I have a unicorn somewhere in here. Can you find it in my makerspace, in my studio behind me? So you could draw a unicorn. Or you could write a message to somebody, or maybe one of your adults. Another thing that I like to do when I'm done with my paper, so you can do more things than just make cards. Something else I like to do is to make origami out of it. This is a transforming ninja star, and some of you have made that with me before in the kids lab, so you can make origami shapes out of your own paper. So now you have your own designed paper. Or something I've been doing this week is making hearts to put on my window. So when people are walking by, they can see the hearts and know that I'm thinking about them, just like I'm thinking about you. So here are some hearts that I made for you. All right, so remember when you are doing this, just to have fun. It's messy, and that's great, and it's awesome. And when you're ready to clean up, go ahead and just scrape all of this into the garbage, and then you can rinse this off with hot water and soap and reuse it again. All right, so I hope that you'll have fun making this, and I hope that you'll share with me what you've made. Please post it in the comments, and I look forward to seeing what you do. Thank you for joining me today. I'll have another lab time project for you next week. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.